Here's a call that I got the other day on Javonte Williams, and I think we need to cut it up and use this clip because it's a pretty good segment, and it really emphasizes how I feel about Javonte. And a lot of Javonte stuff's rolling in right now. Albright, NFL beat writer, Broncos, reportedly causing some turmoil on Twitter. Some are saying, this caller talked about it, and I'm going to show you my response. And also, I'm going to show you what Albright recently said about the divide. So everybody's talking out their rear end on the topic of Javonte Williams and carries and how he's going to look. But bottom line is this. You either think one way about Javonte or you think another. You can talk about what you believe to be the case in week one, what you're hearing in camp, or you can use your eyeballs mixed with some other things and say, Javonte's going to not be held back by anybody. And if you think little itty bitty Melvin Gordon's holding him back, then you just view Javonte different than I do. And there's no other argument. That's the divide, the fork in the road. We can argue all day long. You can say Melvin Gordon this, Smitty, but Smitty, Melvin Gordon. I don't care. I don't care about Melvin Gordon. I don't see Melvin Gordon like you see Melvin Gordon. If you see Melvin Gordon as a big threat to the carries and workload to Javonte Williams, we don't share the same opinion. Here's a phone call I took on it. I'm going to put the screenshots of some contradictory information that's floating around out there. You use your judgment, but Javonte Williams wins leagues for you in round 2. I'm telling you right now, anywhere in round 2, Javonte Williams wins leagues for you. Your 2.1, your 2.4, your 2.8. Clearly, the later you get him, the more of a home run you're going to hit. But Javonte Williams, as your second drafted player, wins leagues in 2022. Here's the clip.
Live from Smitty1.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Take a lap.
You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Mike.
Mike? What's up, Mike?
Is there any concern whatsoever about that Albright report about Javonte? I know you're all in on him. Probably doesn't move the needle at all. I missed the beginning of the show. You might have hit on that already, but everybody was talking about it on Twitter yesterday.
What specifically were you worried about?
The reports have been differing, but his said that it was a 54%, like he had some 54% to 46. He's projecting that they're going to dead even pretty much split the workload. But the reports have been all over the place in Broncos.
Well, I mean, the most recent report by DenverFans.com, Cecil Lammey, who's been doing this as long as I have. So I like Cecil Lammey a lot. Him and I are old dinosaurs in this industry. This is the most recent report. DenverFan.com, Cecil Lammey reports that Javonte Williams has worked as the Broncos lead back for 6 of the 7 days in training camp. Lammey entered camp expecting Williams to be an 80-20 split after watching the week of training camp. The split could be more like 70-30, although Williams is the lead back in 6 of the 7 days. So I don't know, bro. I don't know what other people are trying to report, but I trust Lammey a lot more than I trust other people, and I love the doubt. Bring the doubt. Keep spreading rumors about that for me. Do that for me. I appreciate it.
Yes, it seems like Javonte is a very hot topic on fantasy Twitter. This really divides people very, very, very heavily.
I love it, bro.
I mean, he's going to crush this year. Thank you, Smitty. Love the show.
Yeah, the show loves you back. Appreciate you.
Thank you, buddy.
Later. It's just crazy. Like, I mean, this report right here from my boy Cecil, who I trust. Him and I have been doing this over 20 years. Him and I, only Matthew Berry I can think of has done it longer than us. Cecil Lammey reporting that Javonte Williams has worked as the Broncos lead back for 6 of the 7 days in training camp, and he expects an 80-20 or 70-30 split. What more do people need to have? But yet these other reports come out talking about 50%, whatever. Javonte Williams is JT. Okay, if you don't believe that, then you don't see Javonte the same way I do. And that's the end of story. You could come in here and go, but Melvin Gordon, Smitty, but Melvin, I don't care. It's boring. I'm done with this conversation. It's irrelevant. It's boring. It's not even fun to talk about. It's the worst form of conversation. But Smitty, Melvin last year, if you don't think Javonte is JT and you don't see Melvin Gordon as Nyheim Hines, you and I don't see eye to eye on the topic of Javonte. And that's all there is. There's nothing else to discuss between us. Einhorn's Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn. Nyheim Hines is Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon is Nyheim Hines. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel. And the Bruce is on the phone.
Hello.
The Bruce is on the phone. Let's go.
Hello.
Bruce.
Yeah, shit.
The Bruce?
Hello.
Hello? Are we whispering to each other? What's the Bruce doing? Stop it, Smitty. JFT is the metahuman. No, Swaggy, I'm not going to stop it. It's my show, and Javonte is the next JT. Deal with it, Swaggy. And Swaggy's in here saying it's blasphemous to say that Javonte's the next JT. Here, let me make it loud and clear for you, Swaggy.
He's the next JT.
JT is Javonte. Javonte is JT. Plain and simple. You know, Swaggy's right. JT is JT. Javonte's one of one. There's no one like Javonte could be the number one running back. Javonte could be better than JT. Not equal to JT. Javonte could be better than JT in 2022. Okay?
Smitty is approaching dangerous.
I don't like it when people come in here,
threshold
even
unstable.
Swaggy, who I like, and come...
Alert. Maximum levels reached. Prepare for transformation. Alert.
Time for a Smitty rant.
Yeah. We heard it. Hey, Smitty, you can't call Patrick Mahomes the next Peyton Manning. You can't do it. And then I did it. Yes, I did. I did it. I said it. It happened. You can't call Josh Allen the next Patrick Mahomes. He's a gadget quarterback. He runs the football, Smitty. He's got no accuracy. I said it. I'm going to continue to say it. I said it over and over. Josh Allen. Okay? It's uncomfortable to some people when you call somebody the next whatever. It's uncomfortable. Not everybody's accepting of it. I understand. When I tell you that Javonte Williams is the next JT, maybe I should step back. Maybe I should say that Javonte Williams is the next Javonte Williams. He is one of one. JT's one of one. Javonte's one of one. Javonte can be better than Jonathan Taylor in 2022. Javonte Williams can be the number one running back in 2022. And what are people going to say when he does it? Oh, yeah. I mean, it happens. It happens. So what happens the next year? I get another casual that comes in, another worried William, and says, Smitty, you can't say that. You can't call this guy the next Javonte Williams. How much you want to bet I'm going to be arguing this 1.5 years from today, where somebody comes into my live stream and tells me I can't call player Y the next Javonte Williams? Do you know how bad that's going to bother me? I'm going to be hitting the rant button. Who says I can't call somebody the next Javonte? I called Javonte. Javonte Williams is the next JT or better. And you're going to be back next time, Swaggy, or whoever wants to doubt it, and you're going to say the same thing to me. You can't call player Y or player X the next Javonte. Javonte's one of one. No crap, Javonte's the next one of one. That's what I've been telling you. You know it because I've been saying it. Javonte Williams could finish as the running back one, the number one overall scorer in fantasy football. And if you need facts to back that up, no, we don't need to go to PFF. I got so many DMs from people saying you can't just predict it because of PFF graphics, Smitty. I brought that up the other day because I was trying to give support to my argument that I've been beating into the ground over and over. The argument that Javonte's proven that he's the number one running back in the NFL per usage. He was the number one running back in broken tackles, number of tackles, not percentage. He was number one in percentage of force missed as well. He was number one in actual broken tackles, 31, I believe, over Najee Harris, over JT, over every other running back in the NFL, getting half the carries. My boy C. Salami's already saying out of Denver that it's looking like an 80-20 to 70-30 split. This man is a red zone monster, a yard per carry machine. This guy is a tackle breaking monster, a force missed tackle monster. Every metric you can look at, he will be in the running for 1 to 4, 1 to 5. 20-yard runs, Javonte. 40-yard runs, Javonte. In 2022, yardage, Javonte. Yards per carry, Javonte. 100-yard games, Javonte. Red zone attempts, maybe even Javonte. Javonte Williams could have 1,800 total yards on a bad season if he's used properly, which I predict will be the case. Javonte Williams on a bad season will score 12 total touchdowns, pull in 60, 65 receptions, maybe 70 on a bad season. Javonte Williams on a good season could have 2,000 total yards. Think what you want about Javonte. Start worrying about comparing somebody to the next player, and you're going to miss the boat. You're going to miss the train. You're not going to be able to get on later. Javonte Williams could finish as the number one overall fantasy football scorer and number one running back in fantasy football 2022. And you're getting him in round 2 as your second drafted player. He's a steal at 2.1. He's an obviously bigger steal at 2.10, 2.8. The further you get him, the more the ball is sailing out of the park. When you hit the home run out of the park, of course getting him at 2.5 is better than 2.1. But I'm telling you right now, don't hesitate. No stutter stepping, no stopping, no asking questions, no getting permission. If you're going to see Javonte Williams as a second drafted player, any point during any of your drafts in 2022, smash. He is the best second drafted player, second round pick you can come across in 2022. And in auction, he's the only player you should be targeting in your mind walking into a draft because he's going to be cheaper than the guys going above him in round 1 equivalent value. He's going at round 2 equivalent value. That's going to win you a league. That's going to afford you more money to spend on other positions. Javonte Williams' season is here, and it's going to be a sad, sad season for all you doubters, haters that are putting your negativity and screenshots on screen for us to evaluate later.